Yeah, that works. And as you can see here, we have a great studio audience. I want to welcome everybody. Our online audience today, those of you in the room, our dignitaries, and all of our special audience members. Today is an incredible day in Atlanta for area high school students and college-bound students, so stay tuned right here. My name is Ryan Cameron. I'm the host of the Ryan Cameron Morning Show with Wanda Smith on the People Station V103. I'm also the public address announcer for the Atlanta Hawks. I'm also the pregame host for the Atlanta Falcons. Yes, I like to work. But it's a big day here for Atlanta. We want to thank you guys for joining us today. And this is Georgia State Lift, and it's State Farm Live. Again, there's a big announcement. I can say it's life-changing because it is for a lot of students today and those who are going to be students that are going to the next level. I'd like to introduce two special guests that are joining me here today. Dr. Mark Becker, president of Georgia State University. And also State Farm CEO, Michael Tipsford. So, Mark, let's start with you. Tell us a little bit about, the university and the Decatur campus.
Certainly. Well, Georgia State University is one of the largest universities in the country with more than 50,000 students. We have a campus in downtown Atlanta where we have our baccalaureate programs as well as our graduate programs. But then spread around the Atlanta area, we have our perimeter campus, which starts as a 2-year institution for students who either want to complete associate's degrees or certificates or then matriculate on for a baccalaureate degree at Georgia State or elsewhere. And so the Decatur campus is one of those 5 campuses. We're one of the most diverse universities in the country, and the Decatur campus represents that as well.
Can you give us some insight on some of the challenges that students are facing today?
Well, certainly. Well, one of the biggest challenges that students face today is just the complexity of navigating a complicated financial landscape. So for a student of basically any economic means, there are opportunities. There are Pell Grants. There are Hope Scholarships in Georgia. There's work study. There's all sorts of opportunities as well as loans. But navigating that landscape is very challenging because all those different programs have different rules. And so, one of the big lifts we try to do is help students find the resources available to them, and we're so happy for State Farm in that account. Find the resources available to them and then to take advantage of those resources to transform their families, to basically get that education that leads to a better life for the student, for their family in general, as well as subsequent generations.
So, Michael, talk about why State Farm is here today and your partnership. Yeah. What brought you guys together?
So I always start with what we are as an organization, what our mission is. And our mission is about helping people. That's what we're about as a company. And how do we best serve our customers? That's what we focus on. And so when you think back to how you can actually accomplish that, the education, how important education is to make that happen. And it matters from the standpoint of a quality workforce.
Right.
You think about the dynamics, think about all the changes, the conversations that you and I had before, the changes in your industry, that's happening all the time. And so how do you have this quality workforce? But at our organization, it's more than just the business. It's about the community. And State Farm has a long history of supporting communities, of better educated communities, safer communities. And so this connected, and we stepped back and we thought about what can we do different than what we have been doing? Because we've long supported education. And we wanted something that was going to be meaningful and impactful. And there was a series of conversations that occurred. There was dialogue with think tanks out of DC in terms of where we could actually make a meaningful difference, and where there was a really strong connection to our workforce. And we're growing our presence here in the Atlanta area, and we identified all of the great work that Georgia State is doing in terms of the analytics, truly making a difference in the graduation rates. And we said, how can we bring that together? We had great teams who took our ideas and brought it to reality, and that's what we're so excited about to be talking about here today.
And I know it's a big announcement, but I want to take a moment for you to talk about the fact that we know that people grow up to be what they see. If they see doctors and lawyers, and so for this community to have this campus here, that they can see people who are going to college who are trying to better their lives, that's a big, big deal.
Yeah. So we're all products of our experiences. And you have a lot of first generation students. And how do you create that first generation so that second generation can come? How do you show the models? How do people actually see something that they want to aspire to? Where's that sense of hope? Where's that sense of opportunity? And part of this program has the students who are involved showing, modeling what that sense of hope and opportunity can be.
Okay, we've been teasing everybody. What is the big announcement?
Okay. All right. So what I thought I would do to make sure that I don't mess anything up is I would take this very traditional press release and read just a paragraph to you so that we're clear. State Farm is providing $20 million to bring this partnership to life. I'm not used to those kinds of applauses. So I just want to relish just a moment.
Enjoy it.
And so let's break that down just to be even more specific. $14.5 million in support for Georgia State's Learning, Income, and Family Transformation, which you hear us refer to as LIFT. $14.5 million is going to that to bring the university's pioneering analytics and big data capabilities to life and make a difference. The other 5.5 is going to other institutions, other organizations that will be part of this, whether it be feeder schools coming into it. But we're looking at this to drive scholarships. But it's beyond just the scholarships. There's also emergency grants. Part of their analytics identify what can make the difference in terms of the students actually making it through. It's providing that. But there's also an opportunity for our workforce, our agents. Several of our employees and agents are here today to be part of this and give their time to these efforts as well, all designed to make a meaningful difference in the lives of the students.
Well, you know what? Let's give it up again for that $20 million. I mean, that's like Powerball numbers. Thank you guys for allowing me to be here, and thank you for coming on. Well, we want everybody at home who's watching and everybody in the studio audience to meet some of our pilot State Farm scholars, and I want to introduce them. Olivia Dorsey, Alexandra Borsdorf, Alex Myers, Trevante McCowan, Angela Owens, and Talia Telford. How about a big round of applause for them? We want to thank Mr. Tipsford and Dr. Becker for being here. And next, we're going to find out what this whole partnership means. So check out this video, and you can see how you could earn your degree. So let's take a look. Here's the mission statement.
Empowering new generations of college students is a dream we all share. Not only does higher education transform lives, it's essential to our country's well-being. Unfortunately, that dream lies just beyond the reach of those without the resources to help them prepare. That's why a unique public-private partnership between Georgia State University, Decatur, and State Farm Insurance is so exciting. The expertise to reach students where they are, combined with the corporate support to do so, will be life-changing. Georgia State's data-driven student success initiatives have long been successful in reaching four-year college students before educational obstacles can interfere. Now, State Farm will work with the university to extend this program to its Decatur campus, a 2-year school, along with scholarships, grants, support for student services, and mentoring opportunities for students. Removing barriers, instilling hope, transforming lives. Working together, we are making a difference for the next generation and for us all.
Again, welcome back. And I want to introduce Des Portier, Program Director for Georgia State LIFT. Give it up for him. Which of course means learning, income, family transformation. First question, Des, tell us about the character of the students here at the Decatur campus and how you're trying to work with them.
The students on this campus have tremendous grit. They're trying to get what they need. They're going after it. They're asking for help. They're going to tutoring. They're doing the things that you need to do to be successful. And that's what I think about when I think about the students here on the Decatur campus, those students that want it, and they want it bad.
And there are people here that are here in the audience and watching live who are saying, okay, I want to be part of the next class. What are you doing to help? Somebody goes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. What are you doing to help recruit those people?
We're going to the high schools. We're doing lunchroom visits. We have a website that's up right now. We're constantly trying to let people know. I say spread the gospel of Georgia State Lift out there in DeKalb County. And we're partnering different schools and guidance counselors, high school counselors, to let them know about this tremendous opportunities on the Decatur campus.
So what does this program mean for the community and for the students right here in South DeKalb?
Well, what it means is you have a great school right in your backyard that you need to take advantage of. Number two, it means that you have a tremendous scholarship opportunity that's going to cover 2 years of your first years for free. And number three, it says that you have all the great things. I'm sorry.
For free?
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know about you, where I'm from. I don't know what gets better than free.
Yeah, but,
but continue.
F-R-E-E, you're right, free.
Free 99.
But the thing that's most important is that this campus is like a family. And with all the data analytics and all the different things, it's the people that make this place great. And all those individuals are going to be about those students not being a butt in a seat, but having their feet on that stage to get their degree. And that's what it's all about.
Okay, we're not going to let you off the hook yet. We're going to meet some of our State Farm scholars. And if you're watching, of course, we're going to show you a video so you can learn more about them. And then you never know, they may be here in the building. So let's first talk about our first State Farm scholar, Olivia Dorsey. Check out this video.
I attend Georgia State University, Decatur campus. My major is social work. Through my lifestyle and what I've been through, people say I'm a motivator. I believe in myself. Try not to become a statistics of what I cannot do and turn to what I can do. The accident made me look at the world different, look at the little things doesn't matter and big things doesn't matter neither. The car accident happened when I was 6 months old. It just made me paralyzed from the hip below, but besides that, everything's fine. This scholarship opportunity helps you to look for the future, help you understand who you are as a person. You need to believe in yourself, encourage yourself, motivate yourself. Just believe in who you are. Anything's possible.
A big shout out to everybody that's watching online. They're making a lot of comments. They're really loving your story. Talk about your experience here. What's it been like?
Well, my experience has been amazing. I've met so many wonderful people, so many motivators, mentors. I met basically my supervisor. All of them have been my counselors, my best friends. They motivate me, they guide me, encourage me. I just love this campus. I mean, I really do. This is my last year. I'll be graduating in May. I'm so sad. I want to thank Dr. Lyons for helping me also because I got accepted into a social work program at the the downtown campus. So I'll be going to Georgia State downtown.
Olivia, I think you may be one of the first people I've ever heard say they were sad they were graduating. But continued success on your educational pursuits. Des, why did you guys pick Olivia as a State Farm scholar?
You know, it was the staff and the faculty that said, she's the one. She's that person that you need to give this opportunity to. 3.7 GPA. And when I think about the scholars, every time I think about her, she's the spark. She's that person that you're a mile away and you hear her voice and you're like, there's Olivia. And so, I mean, she's just that person, and she deserves everything that she's getting and more.
Thank you.
Well, I think everybody here is very proud of your accomplishments, and we know the sky's the limit. So, you know, once again, let's have another big round of applause for her. Des, you stick around. Everybody that's watching online. Next up, we're going to find out about our next State Farm scholar, Alexandra Borisdorf. So check out the video.
Yeah.
I'm from Germany. In Germany, it's very strict, but here it's very relaxed, especially in the South. People are more laid back, and it's very relaxing. I do like this two-year institution just because it's a good place to get your foot in the door, to just start and get the feeling for what college is like. I actually found that I like learning, which I kind of lost along the way. The faculty is awesome. They're very passionate about what they do. It's also the students, because it's very international too, different cultures. It's just we all come together with the same goal. I learned a lot from the people here, how to live life. So now I'm better prepared to move up and learn more and to further that knowledge that I already have. I've been very happy here. I found support that I needed. I found friends. So I found a lot more than I thought I would.
So, Alexandra, talk about your experience on the campus. Tell us about it.
My experience on the campus was awesome. I really loved the time here. I found the faculty and the staff was really supportive, and was always there when I needed them. I even got a job on campus, so I work in the Learning and Tutoring Center, and it was my supervisor who actually got me to fill out the application for the scholarship and State Farm program. And yeah, just the staff became like family to me, and I really love it.
Okay, so Des, why was she chosen?
When I think about her, I think about scholarship. Most of the times when we had events, I would ask everybody to make sure to be there, and she would say, as long as it's after class. Wow. She has a 3.9 GPA, history major. And she's about to graduate, and she's already gotten 2 offers from Oglethorpe and University of Georgia as options. So she's this tremendous person, and she just set the tone in terms of academics and just her wanting to be the best that she can be, both in and outside of the classroom.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, as you can see, the people that are being awarded these State Farm Scholars, are big deals. And you could be the next big deal, because we got another big deal coming up next. Check out the video as we hear all about Alex Myers.
Currently, I'm an operations manager for an app out of a venture capitalist firm. I'm a business major here. I was working and I was doing well, but I wasn't happy. I wasn't living in my purpose, and I wasn't proud of it. And so I had to find a way to get my life back on purpose. So when I started back in school, the whole experience taught me, just don't give up on yourself. The most important thing about that is you don't know what you can do until you do it. So for me, my family is huge motivation for me, because they trust me with their lives. Whatever I do, my wife's gonna support me. I take it really seriously, the responsibility of living my life in a fashion where I can look back and know I showed my son how to do things. If that's my responsibility, then I'm going to have to utilize every single tool that I've been equipped with.
And just for everybody, watching at home, Alex and my sock game are just on point today. Just in case you need to know what's going on. Alex, talk about your experience here.
It's honestly been really meaningful, and obviously impactful, not just on myself. I've been impacted by as many of my peers that have opened up to me, which has been the entire population of the Georgia State University system, as many of my instructors that have opened up not only their minds, but their hearts, their abilities, and their networks to me. It's been something to where I've understood after the fact the effect of your thought process and how we're all just a byproduct of your thought process. You can't change things that you don't think you can change. Things won't move if you don't think you can move them. And to be able to come someplace and learn how to think about your impact on the world and how much the world needs you to be who you need to be, it's been kind of a big deal.
I'm asking these questions because I have to, but I think we all know why these people have been chosen to be scholars. But, you know, just for the sake of indulging everybody. So, Dan.
Yes.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Why did you guys pick Alex?
The word to describe him is superstar. This guy is a superstar, both in and outside the classroom. Already been admitted, Super Panther, going to the Robinson School of Business. Already been assisted. 3.7 GPA. I may be off because we got finals coming up, so he can get it up. But the thing I love about this gentleman is that anything you've asked him to do, when it meant going to upward bound programs to speak to students, going to area high schools, getting folks to come out to see State Farm here on our campus, about job opportunities and internships, he was the ringleader. He was the one, give it to me, I'll run with it and make it happen. He's just that person, and I hate to see him go. I really do, but I know you're going to go on. You're still going to be part of the Panther family, so we're going to be okay.
You'll be all right.
All right.
Congratulations again. Give it up for Alex. So I'm sure a lot of you that are watching online have questions, and we're going to kind of break it down for you. I'm going to introduce two more people here for you. First, we have Kristen Cook-Turner, Area Vice President for Georgia at State Farm. And Dr. Tim Rennick, Vice President and Vice Provost at Georgia State University. So Tim, let's start with you. Tell us more about how Georgia State LIFT, how does it support students?
Well, higher education is transformative. Your listeners may be interested to know that over their entire career, if you have a college degree, you're going to earn about $1 million more than if you only have a high school diploma. And there are all kinds of other benefits that come. You just heard Alex's story. You know, it has an impact on the next generation. The sons and daughters of college graduates far more likely to go to college. Better health care, longer life expectancy. But the reality is, it's really small, simple things that make the difference between somebody getting a college degree and not. We found that as little as $200 or $300 can be the difference between a student dropping out or not, or just getting the right information at the right time. How do I fill out that financial aid form? How do I get my application in? Or once I'm in college, what courses should I take? How should I enroll? And so forth. So what Georgia State is concentrated on, and the LIFT program concentrates on, is using data to make sure that students get the right information at the right time so they can progress from high school into college, and then once they get to college, they can have internships, they can have professional experiences, and then move on to the next step, graduate school and careers. It's a seamless program to take students from the starting point all the way to the finish line, and we're going to try to make it as easy as possible for students to take those little steps. The first step they can take, by the way, is just go onto our website, www.gsu.edu, and you can look for State Farm Scholars. Just type it into the search box, and you'll find out all about the program, how to apply, and if the program fits well for you, great. If it doesn't fit well for you, we want you to apply to Georgia State, and we'll welcome you to our Atlanta campus or to any of our perimeter campuses. Just go on that same website, gsu.edu, and type in admissions.
Great information. Kristen, can you tell us more about the State Farm Education Assist program?
Absolutely. Even before this partnership, we've actually experienced the impact of the Georgia State mission. Across the country, we have approximately 450 talented Georgia State and Georgia Perimeter alumni working for our company. So that's a pretty fantastic thing. So, Ryan, there's so many reasons to be excited about the momentum we're building. I know we only have a short time, so I'm going to pick three. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Okay. So number one, first and foremost, these well-deserving scholars, how impressive are they? I think they deserve another hand. personally had the opportunity to spend time with them. They came over to our Dunwoody facility over there, and they really represent just inspiration, hope, and the endless possibilities of what this program can be. And so we know that for them and their peers, part of the academic support is about giving the tools that they need. So for example, early on when we started working with Georgia State, we took a tour of the campus and we recognized that there was a need for computer equipment. So we jumped in right away, supplied some of that equipment so we can start making a difference initially. Beyond funding like that, we believe in the power of relationships and being a good neighbor. So our State Farm associates and our agents, they have long been passionate about helping people in more ways every day. They live, they work, they give back right here in the community. As Michael said, many of them are actually here today. And they're very excited to contribute their time, their energy to mentoring, to networking, professional development. In fact, just a few weeks ago, we actually participated in a professional development workshop. There were 11 State Farm associates, 125 Georgia State students, and it was a success. So we look for many more opportunities for that. The last part, Ryan, I would say, is we recently began an effort called the Neighborhood of Good. And it's about inspiring people to be a part of their community, to make a positive, sustainable impact. So when you think about State Farm Education Assist and Georgia Lift, it's part of that platform. And simply for us, what we really want to do, and simply put, is to turn the power of caring into the act of doing so that we can make a better place for all of us to live and work. So we're very excited. I think, Dr. Rennick, we're off to a really good start.
Absolutely.
And there are so much more to come. So we're so excited.
Awesome. You know, we have questions from the audience. This first one was submitted for you, Dr. Rennick. You know, what kind of grades do I need to apply for the scholarship, and how many students will be accepted?
Great question. Well, the first thing you need to do is graduate from high school. So stick with your classes, get that high school diploma. That's critical. For the LIFT program and for the State Farm Scholars, we're looking for a 2.5 GPA in high school. And we want to make sure that we have as many applicants as possible. We have a minimum of 40 of these scholarships we're going to be giving out every year. And as you already heard, it's a free ride. So we want students to pursue this. And as I said earlier, if you're not a good fit for the State Farm Scholars Program, we have all kinds of opportunities at Georgia State for you to apply, and there's a program for you there.
All right, now we have a question from somebody in the audience here in the room.
How can members of the Decatur community support this program and better support these students?
I think that's a great question. First and foremost, I would say there's a lot of information on statefarm.com, so go there, take a look at Neighborhood of Good. It's really fantastic. We're very proud of that. We have a lot of our local agents here and employees as well that I mentioned are ready to help, so connecting with them in the communities to talk about how we can help together probably is a really good start.
All right, and of course, if you have questions, you can submit those on Facebook, and we'll answer those later. But let's give a round of applause for all of our panelists and our scholars today. What an exciting moment for everyone, especially for you, the high school and college-bound folks who are watching right now online. I want to thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you at upcoming events related to this program. And I'm Ryan Cameron. Now, talk to you on the radio. Give it up, everybody.
Thinking about college can be overwhelming. Where do I start? How will I pay for it? What if I have questions? You're not alone. So many have had these same thoughts. But through Georgia State University's LIFT program, they found the help, answers, and resources they needed to start creating the future they wanted. Now, Georgia State Decatur and State Farm want to do the same for you. Get the college start you need and at a 2-year school that's right-sized for you. Go to the Georgia State University LIFT page and consider being a part of the expanded program and applying to be a State Farm Scholar at the Decatur campus. Through scholarship opportunities and more, the help you need is here.
You don't have to worry about where the money comes from or how you pay the tuition, because then you can focus on actually studying.
It feels good inside to know that people acknowledge me when I'm doing good.
It eases your concerns so much more so that you can then focus on the task at hand.
It's finally your time. Don't wait another second to start making the most of it.